How's it going, folks? On to our second phase here. We're going to start going through these saws, okay? First things first, we're going to do a compression check on this Echo. Compression check on this thing, and then we're going to go up and put it in the wood. Didn't realize I only took 3 cuts yesterday for Jesus' sake. She was zinging, and it's usually not that hard to start. So we're going to go through this today. I'll show you a little something. My cylinders, I'll get the skull and crossbones. All right, see that mark on my spark plug? That's where my gap is, my opening of the front of my gap. I like to set my plugs so they're evenly getting hit by both of the upper transfers at the same time, you know what I mean? She's all getting ignited at once, and it makes a huge difference. It actually does. So let's do a check here. Give her a pull, see what she got, and then we'll go put her in the wood. And every time I break a saw out, that's what we're going to do. And I got to do this here for my 362 in the next couple of days also, because the pop-up's coming. I'm going to do it before the pop-up comes, get a compression reading before I put the pop-up in, see what the difference is. I don't know if we'll get anything huge right off the start as soon as I put that new ring and piston in, but once you see it, I'll guarantee she'll bang away a little harder. Okay, I'll give you a look at this stuff. Where are we at? See that? She's coming. She's getting smacked evenly there with their fuel air mixture. Could be a little richer. Actually, I always run her bad anyway, so. That's a hot burning plug right there. Look at that gap. That's, I downsized on my gappings. What else was I gonna? I don't know. We'll get her as we go. So that's our plug. Looks like she's burning all right. That over there for now. Yes, this just come in, so first compression test right here. I don't even know. So. Pull over with that in there, right? I don't want to get a piece of brass piled up in my plug hole. All right. Already got my throttle side open. There we go. Alright, let's do it again. Only got 125. This thing is Yeah, she's only 125, she's saying. Huh. Well, 130. She's holding steady too. Let's untie my throttle and give her a pull, see how it does. Yeah, I was sure I was gonna hit fucking 170 or something, 180. Almost 200 I was thinking. What? What she is? It seems awfully low though. For the pull she got. Let's try. See what we got here. Same difference. Same difference, folks. 130. Oh well. Guess you can't get everything you want, right? I'll have to make sure though. Check that out, make sure. With my other size. We'll know as we go. Well, we'll call her 130 for now. I'm not fucking ashamed of that. That's how she runs. Oh. This thing got a long blowdown too. I know it got quite a fair blowdown on it. Probably, not sure. If you told me the stock numbers, I'd tell you how much blowdown we got. 130 with the pop up. She zips. So this here is poured. I know I'm a blind porter, but I'm pretty accurate with, my guesstimations. I'd say I'm probably a 104, 106 exhaust room on my transfers. I brought my primaries up to meet my secondaries because secondaries open first on these Echoes, so they open at the same time. I dressed up my of course, you know what I mean, aimed them, pointed them in the direction I want. So it basically got maybe a degree and a half beyond stock. The degree and a half taken at the upper transfers and them dressed up in pointing the way I want them pointing. I didn't want to take too much out of it. But yeah, she's probably a 104 to 106 exhaust roof and degree and a half on my uppers. My intake is guaranteed 79 or so. She got an opened up intake. And timing conveyance is probably On this side, I think it's 7 degrees or so. There we go. I got this green seal kit, O-ring kit. It's dandy for the you know, your add-ons for filtration instead of buying one of those A2D2 or whatever Redbeard kits, stuff like that. Not that they're not worth their money, I guarantee they would be, but that's what I did. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, that's surprising, guys. I got that beauty all dressed up too. How many minutes deep are we? $11 in, eh? Let's just do one side at a time, I guess. I was going to rip that Husky apart really quick and get a pressure check on that too, but we'll do one at a time. That spins nicely on here, man. I think this Still Bar matches up better than the Echo Bar. There it goes. How the kids running up around there, eh? What I didn't do yesterday was I usually turn my my low in about just beyond a quarter turn or so, almost a half a turn, just for a first start because it's pushing so much fuel this side. Yeah, it's pushing quite a bit of fuel. Oh, my graining AC up there. Yeah, yesterday I had a little harder time starting her up at the stump because one or two pulls too extra, she floods out. voila! We're here. I come up before and dress these up by, there was quite a bit of dirt on them. Well, I was half-assed, you know, on the attack, I guess you could say. Yeah, they had a lot of dirt on them yesterday. Anyway, yeah, let's fire up and take a risk. £130. It's quite possible. Quite possible. That could be correct. But I'll guarantee that still I got she's going to be 180, 200. That's if we can even pull the fuck out for test. She's a beast. Alright, we take a couple of cuts with this here and you'll have a little down low on this here side anyway for now. Next will be after we pull that pop up, or put the pop up in 362. I'm going to pull that 460 apart, take it a little further, I think. Fuck yeah. Alright, we got the first bidder down low anyway. I didn't even know. That's the first time I checked compression or anything on that myself. That pipe is awesome. I gotta take it back an extra inch. Take it back an inch or so. But it's a deadly, wicked pipe on there. That was my first shot at one, man. So, come the weekend, Sunday, I'll put the day into a couple of pipes and we'll get some more instruments for these things. When I get me, I'm gonna get one of the Farmer Tech 288s or the 372s they got, you know what I mean? They look pretty. They look worth their money, that's for sure. Pour her up and buy, get my hands on an OEM cylinder and I'll turn it all over to OEM because I gotta build the 288. 288 for Papa, for my boy's pa. He's a Newfoundlander and his whole family were loggers and this and that over in Newfoundland. So I ran up on another. Last week we were down stacking wood. And I picked his brain without knowing. You know what I mean? What are you into? What kind of sod you like to get your hands on? He doesn't know what I can do with them, right? He has not a clue what I do with chainsaws. So yeah, he was like, oh, I like them 266s and 268s or 288s. Then he 272. He said a 261, and I'm not even sure about a 261. I don't know if he means a 61 or I never even checked into it. But I gotta get Papa a saw porter up for him. He's good to my boy. So from one islander to another, you know what I'm saying? Walking up on my back area here. Alright, we got the first bit of information on this side anyway. We got numbers and stuff. I got a degree wheel on its way. We got our numbers and all that there shit too. Because they're far from goddamn stock, these things. And I expected more than 130 pounds, but I'm sure we'll get more than 130 out of that thing over here. Pretty goddamn guaranteed. Alright, have a good one, folks. That's your taste for today. Catch you later.